The feeling of powerlessness is actually more corrupting than the feeling of having a lot of power.
Let's listen to this very interesting idea that Robert Greene said in one of his interviews.
Malcolm X had a quote that I love, which is, "Absolute power corrupts, but absolute powerless corrupts even more." The feeling of powerlessness is actually more corrupting than the feeling of having a lot of power. It turns people into being passive aggressive, into playing all kinds of weird games, negative games to get power.
The concept shared by Robert Greene is really intriguing. Let's see how this concept plays out in two different scenarios at work. First, for individuals that have little to no power at work, and second, for individuals that feel powerless about what's happening in their personal lives but hold positions of authority at work. Starting with individuals in roles with little to no power or authority at work, the manifestation of corruption or unethical behavior takes on a distinct form. When people feel powerless professionally, their behaviors may become more subtle and focused on personal gain or simply surviving within the organization. Here are some examples. First, sabotage or undermining. Picture this. An employee who feels powerless at work might resort to undermining or sabotaging colleagues or superiors as a way to gain some semblance of control or significance. This can involve actions like spreading rumors, withholding information, or subtly derailing projects to make others look bad. Next, passive-aggressive behavior. Instead of direct confrontation, someone in a powerless role might display passive-aggressive behavior. They could engage in acts such as procrastination, intentionally missing deadlines, or providing vague or unhelpful responses to requests, all of which disrupt workflow and can lead to frustration among coworkers. Shifting our gears to the second scenario, where individuals feel powerless in events in their personal lives but occupy positions of authority at work, corruption takes on a different face. Here are the examples. First, abuse of authority. Imagine someone who feels powerless outside of work and is then given authority within their job. Paradoxically, they might be driven to overcompensate for their perceived lack of control by abusing their power. This could involve making arbitrary decisions or engaging in micromanagement to assert control and boost their self-esteem. Unfortunately, this can create a toxic work environment and negatively impact their subordinates. Second, lack of empathy. Another scenario unfolds when individuals feel powerless personally but have authority at work. They may struggle to empathize with their subordinates' concerns and needs because they're preoccupied with their own feelings of powerlessness. Consequently, decisions may be made that prioritize their self-interest over their team's well-being, eroding trust within the organization. Third, insecurity and defensive behavior. Powerlessness in personal life can lead to defensive and insecure behavior when challenged at work. These individuals may react aggressively to perceived threats to their authority, further damaging trust within the organization and hindering open communication and collaboration. Lastly, ethical compromises. One of the most concerning scenarios arises when powerlessness translates into ethical compromises at work. Feeling powerless in their personal lives, individuals may be more susceptible to unethical behavior, such as accepting bribes, practicing favoritism, or turning a blind eye to unethical practices. These actions are often driven by a desire to gain some sense of control or protection. Overall, the feeling of powerlessness in any aspect of one's life can indeed be more corrupting than having power in all aspects of your life. The corrupt behavior manifests depends on the specific circumstances. Whether it's individuals in powerless positions at work resorting to subtle, self-serving tactics or those in positions of authority driven to abusive behavior and ethical compromises, the effects can be far-reaching.